Anyone can have a good idea, but the difference between those who have an idea and those who have a successful company is in the execution. These women figured out how they could transform a concept into a thriving company in New York City. And it all started with her big idea. When Alison Schlanger and Alison Qualter first met, they were both thriving media professionals, newly trying to navigate parenthood in the city. They quickly bonded over their mutual struggles and then decided to join forces to help other parents like them. The duo created the play space company Appleseeds, which then led to the nationally franchised program Songs for Seeds.
My name is Alison Schlanger. I'm a founder of Appleseeds and Songs for Seeds franchising.
My name is Alison Qualter and I'm a founder of Appleseeds and Songs for Seeds franchising. Appleseeds is an all-in-one play space for children newborn to 5 years old. We have an indoor playground that provides a safe space for children growing up in New York City to come and play and learn. We also have 7 classrooms here in Chelsea, running about 100 classes a week in cooking, science, construction, ballet, music, art, and so much more. And we have various events happening for parents on issues affecting parents today. Our first Appleseeds location is in Chelsea Flatiron District on 25th Street. And we also have other locations on the Upper West Side and in Peter Cooper Village, Stuyvesant Town. Play is the work of kids. It is how they learn. They're supposed to put things in their mouth. They're supposed to explore. They're supposed to run around. They're supposed to be curious. And we foster that type of learning here.
And I'm gonna pour in some mango juice. Do you wanna help me? Yeah, you can do it. Awesome job. Nice. Can you give that a mix?
Break up, say. I'll see you.
When I got out of college and people used to say to me, where do you want to work? What do you want to do? I would immediately say, I want to make those shows at MTV where they're going out in the field and interviewing the real teenagers about whatever topics are moving them. And I somehow ended up with that exact job, and I really loved it.
I started my career in television. I worked at NBC News Dateline for about 5 years, and I was producing a story on the women living under the Taliban regime in Afghanistan, and I realized in that moment that I needed to leave TV and work with refugees, work with children, and somehow get out into the field. I ended up getting a job at UNICEF, where I spent 5 years traveling to the most remote pockets of the world, bringing different sports to children who had various issues facing them. And I never thought I'd leave until I got pregnant with my twins. When I became a parent, there's a loneliness to it that I think people don't expect. And I didn't know exactly how to be a mom because A, I didn't have the playbook, but B, I just wasn't sure about how I was gonna blend work and life, and I was navigating a space that felt cloudy.
It was a little bit surprising to me because I really loved my job and I never expected to leave it. And then things changed because I got pregnant and I didn't think that I could return to MTV and be the same producer, keep the same hours, travel with the same frequency that I could before I had children. But there was always something pulling at me that made me realize that maybe there was some sort of balance where I could still have a career outside of the home and be present for my children. And when Alison and I met in the music class, it was one of the things that we really bonded about. How can I balance my child with my career? Where's the job where I could bring my child to work? We would say, wouldn't it be great if we could have an indoor playground where we could go to any hour of the day? And we would start having this dream of, could we create that experience for New York City parents? And could we bring our own kids there as well?
And so it was in those conversations that we kind of came together.
And we got started immediately.
In the beginning, Appleseeds was all self-funded.
Once we found the space, we knew that we had 4 months to build before rent kicked in. So we did everything it took to get those doors open in time.
We joined Madison Square Park Kids Fest. They have them twice a year. And this was our opportunity to get in front of families that lived in the Chelsea Flatiron area and tell them what we were thinking. The architectural renderings of what it would look like were on a white piece of paper, and we thought, oh my God, are people really gonna spend money on this piece of paper? And we stood behind that table, and we had members signing up that very day in the park. These people believed in us. They wanted the same thing we wanted. They had kids that were 1, 2, 3 years old going through the same exact experience, and we thought, we're onto something. Our very first founders meeting, as we still call them, was May 14th, 2006. And we opened our doors to Appleseeds on March 1st, 2007. And we had a line going out the door at 9 a.m. down 25th Street towards the park. I still remember the feeling like, we did it. I think this is right. I think this is something that's going to stay. I think this is something the community wants. Songs for Seeds is a live 3-piece rock band. It's a music class for kids newborn to 5 years old. And we launched that class about 10 years ago.
Immediately, we saw that Songs for Seeds was our most popular class. Hundreds and hundreds of families were taking the class. And we saw how happy the kids were, and we saw how much the kids were learning.
We decided to see if it would work outside of New York City. Just because it worked here, did it work in the suburbs? Did it work across the country? We now have, 4 years after the launch of our franchise, we have 32 awarded locations. We have 24 operating locations. And the most incredible part about Songs for Seeds franchising is not just that hundreds more children can access this amazing program, but that the owners of those locations are young women entrepreneurs, people that we can relate to directly because we went through the same experience. And helping them form their business and grow their business is one of the most satisfying parts of our job.
If you have an idea and you have the drive to be an entrepreneur, you really just have to take a leap of faith. It's never going to be the perfect time. You're never going to have the perfect amount of money in the bank. You're never going to have absolutely everything in place.
Failure and discomfort are things people are afraid of, but to me, they are the source of the direction we're supposed to be going in. And so without failure, we actually don't know where we're going. And so it's really just data. It's like, okay, I know, let's move on. And in our business, we've done a lot of moments where it hasn't been that most happy-go-lucky 12 years. There have been dips and moments of things where, should we have done that, or did that work out right? And we have an expression, KMF. We always send each other emails, KMF. It means keep moving forward. It's literally the way we view failure. Okay, that happens, KMF. The city is made for people who have an idea and want to make it happen. And it's so cliche, right? There's songs written about it, but it's true. It's actually true. It's like the place where you can make your dream come true. You already knew what I was thinking.
I did.
It took a brave leap of faith for each of these women to build their own companies, and they survived to tell the tale. Learn how others took the leap on the next episode of Her Big Idea.